Namaste. Let me introduce myself to you. I am Gayathri J of Prakrithi E Recycle.
Here I am Sivapriya from Prakrithi E Recycle.
I am Abhishek of Prakrithi E Recycle.
We realize that in this technological era, especially during a pandemic situation, we tend to overuse electronic devices which have generated a lot of e-waste. When we just went around our neighborhood, we found loads of e-waste being thrown into the backyard and dustbins ignorantly. This led us to research further on this topic. During our research, we found out that e-waste is not only a problem in our city, Kollam, but a problem of global magnitude, and that this is a more serious issue than we thought it would be. We formed a group of 3 and started the project Prakrithi E Recycle. Our objective was to identify the root cause of e-waste mismanagement and provide a solution for the same. As part of it, we created a survey questionnaire and shared it with residents of Kollam to understand their awareness, challenges, and how they managed e-waste. While analyzing the responses that we received, we found out the pleasant news that around 83% of the local people around us know what e-waste defines. Also, the locals gave a wide list of e-waste that they are aware of and is produced in their houses. The list included common e-waste like batteries, bulbs, tubes, etc. to large electronic appliances like television and computers. Also, 68% of the respondents informed that e-waste were found to be near lakes, backyard of houses, and even garbage bins and dustbins where it gets mixed up with other waste and gets unnoticed. But there were also responses in which the people showed very pleasant feedback where they said that they used to donate or sell or recycle the e-waste generated in their home. As every coin has a negative aspect, some said that they just throw it away in their backyard or store it in their home. The knowledge of people on the harmful effects of e-waste was also appreciable. 80% of the people know about the ill effects of e-waste. A few respondents agreed that they were unaware of e-waste and its ill effects. The methods of management of e-waste in people's knowledge were recycling, reusing and reducing. But some responses came that they are facing challenges regarding the management of e-waste, especially related to collection of e-waste, as there are very less e-waste recycling centers in India, which is only 468 in number. But as the population of India is increasing, the use of e-devices are also increasing, and therefore it is very necessary for starting more recycling centers around the country. The knowledge of e-waste management initiatives in the local areas found to be scarce, which was also a drawback. While the reduced number of recycling centers is a concern, a major concern is lack of awareness on proper disposal of e-waste and existing initiatives aimed at it. We focused on this in 2 ways: by directly raising awareness among residents on the harmful effects of e-waste and how they can support the government initiative by providing the e-waste to recycling centers instead of throwing them. We also sent an email to the local government requesting them to create widespread awareness about the efficient management of e-waste. My teammates will now give a clearer image about e-waste, its associated ill effects, effective management, and government initiatives regarding the same.
Namaste. E-waste or electronic waste means discarded electrical or electronic devices or components. Whenever an electronic or electrical component or device whose working life has expired or damaged or no longer used by people due to technological advancements comes under e-waste. Nowadays, more than damaged electronic equipment, working electronic equipment contributes more to e-waste. The reason being, as newer technologies are rolling out, the current working electronic equipment loses its charm. People can't resist buying the latest technology that offers better and newer features. The tech inventors continue to build advanced equipment that makes our life easier and more comfortable. But as a byproduct of this, a tremendous amount of e-waste is generated. Some of the common e-waste elements are mobile phones, computers, laptops, hard drives, fans, microwaves, DVD, printers, lamps, etc. E-waste is a serious issue for our environment because it releases harmful toxic chemicals from the metals due to chemical reactions, and these toxic chemicals harm our environment. The management of such a type of waste is known as e-waste management. Thank you.
Nowadays, the sight of e-waste in our surrounding has become very common. We can see that near lakes, roads, garbage dumps, waste collection centers, landfills in KCB and LSGD offices where e-waste scrap is common, in dustbins mixed along with other wastes, and even in the backyard of houses. Thus, we now came to know that this waste is not a scarce one. Now, what are the ill effects of e-waste? Let's find out from Abhishek.
When the waste is not disposed of properly, it harms the environment and the people living in it. Similarly, if e-waste is not disposed properly, it causes huge damage to the environment and affects the health of humans living in it. Air pollution occurs because of e-waste. When the e-waste is disposed informally by dismantling, shredding, or melting to get the metal like copper, the material, it releases fine dust particles or toxic gases that can travel thousands of miles and can cause air pollution and also harm living things. When the e-waste is disposed of in the regular land or it is disposed in an illegal place, the e-waste contaminates that soil and the underlying water. Now, when the crop is planted on this contaminated land, the crop becomes vulnerable to absorbing these toxins, which leads to many serious illnesses, and the soil also loses its productivity. E-waste also causes water pollution. E-waste generally contains mercury, lithium, lead, and barium, etc. So, when the e-waste is buried into the soil, they leak through the earth and reach the underground water and contaminate the water. They eventually also make their way to ponds, streams, rivers, and lakes, because of which they harm aquatic animals, plants, human beings, etc. Every issue has a solution, so now know some methods to manage e-waste efficiently.
Educate yourself on what gets put into your electronics. Knowledge is power. Doing some research about the raw materials being used to manufacture your mobile phone or laptop helps you understand how harmful those materials and toxins can be if they tossed into a landfill. The more you educate yourself, the more you can purchase items that won't be harmful to the environment. Look for an environmentally friendly label. Teach kids about e-waste. Children are our future, and it helps if we can instill within them at a young age a commitment to e-waste recycling. Reduce usage of electronics by using a conscious consumer. Do some research when you are ready to buy a new product. Look for products likely to have a much longer lifespan, so you don't need to replace it within a few months or even years. It's known that this is a common practice in the electronics industry to make products with shorter lifespans, so more revenue can be earned in a long run when they break or malfunction. Maintain what you have. Small moves help keep what you have working longer. Clean your computer often and don't overcharge your battery so you can improve your battery's overall lifespan. Consider limiting the number of electronics you own. If you don't really need an extra gadget, then hold it craving a little longer. Another option is to look for devices that have multiple functions. Reuse as often as possible. If you have parts and equipments that are still working, try repairing the electronic devices before getting a new one. And if the device is beyond the point of being repaired, then recycle it. Recycle, recycle, recycle. It's important to always dispose of your e-waste properly. That means recycling all of your used electronics with the understanding that improperly disposing of e-waste is becoming more and more hazardous, particularly since the volume of e-waste has skyrocketed. Understand security issues. All of your personal information remains stored on your electronic devices even if you delete it. So that's another reason not to throw it away. A recycling firm can scrub your device clean before it gets recycled. So there is no opportunity for cyber thieves to get that information. When proper recycling is done to a e-waste, it becomes a great wealth rather than a liability. This is because most of the e-waste contain precious metal like gold, silver, platinum and palladium.
Now, you have heard about the harmful effects of e-waste and some of the methods to overcome that. Now, I will tell you some e-waste management initiatives in India as well as in Kerala, which may help you to manage e-waste better by becoming a part of that. Recognizing the importance of cleanliness and the proper disposal of garbage, the Prime Minister of India initiated the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which was officially launched on 2nd October 2014 in New Delhi. While people today are aware about the mission, electronic waste or e-waste is still an unfamiliar term for the majority of the people. The e-waste is one of the fastest growing waste streams. E-waste management is a big challenge and it requires the active participation of each citizen in India. Kerala government started e-waste disposal in its state schools with about 12,500 kg being disposed statewide on a single day under a program aimed at clearing the accumulated junk. The program is a joint initiative of Kerala Infrastructure and Technology for Education or KITE, formerly IT at School Project and Clean Kerala Company. The initiative mainly aims to dispose of e-waste such as desktop computers, CRT monitors, laptops, disk drives, printers, UPS, camera, speaker system, television, network components and generators from 10,000 odd schools and educational offices in the state. The accumulated junk is reported to be over 1 crore kilogram. The first vehicle carrying the e-waste from a school were flagged off on 24th August. Similar vehicles were flagged off through video conferencing from other constituencies as well, including Alappuzha, Pudukadu, Kozhikode North and Taliparamba. Schools reportedly have over 1 crore kilogram of e-waste accumulated since the past 2 decades. Besides obstructing the lab activities, the e-waste eats up huge space of IT labs. The Clean Kerala company would be collecting the e-waste in batches of 500 kg from schools, for which neighboring schools will be clustered. The income from the recycled waste can be used for buying more electronic devices for the same school or institution. Thus, it becomes a cycle. The Kerala government initiative, Kudumbashree's Haritha Karma Sena, will give assistance to waste management at home. Haritha Karma Sena will collect e-waste every 6 months. The collection will be based on user fee. Haritha Karma Sena is a team consisting of green volunteers selected from Kudumbashree members. In each ward of a Grama Panchayat, there will be 2 green volunteers for Haritha Karma Sena. Each Kudubashri worker will visit minimum of 250 houses to collect non-biodegradable waste, which includes electronic waste or e-waste. So, take this information we gave you seriously and work for a better world. Donate your e-waste to the nearby recycling centers or Harita Karmasena workers. I hope you all understood the message we tried to convey and will act accordingly.